Good morning, everyone, and welcome to what's going to be one of the biggest, most jam-packed podcasts that I've done in recent memory. Because as you know, everything always happens when I'm not able to do a podcast, whether it's my day off or maybe an interim day when I'm focusing on gaming. Today is definitely the case with all the stuff I have to talk about. We've got hardware that's been announced both by Sony and Steam. We've got two humongous gaming trailers, one of the Super Mario Galaxy movie and the other of the Fallout TV show Season 2. In addition to all of that, we've got some issues with one of the games in my rotation that I've really been enjoying up to now because we've become hard locked due to a game bug. So we've got to figure out exactly what we're going to do about that. I think I have the solution for you. So we've got an absolute ton of stuff to cover on today's show. It's absolutely jam-packed with news and reacting and all kinds of fun. So I hope you're ready for that. Sit back and relax, everyone. It is time for the Level 1 Podcast. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Level 1 Podcast for Thursday, the 13th of November, 2025. This is the final podcast of the week. Before you say, well, wait a minute, why is it the last podcast? Aren't you streaming tomorrow? I am, but tomorrow is our annual release day of Call of Duty. Tomorrow is Black Ops 7 releasing worldwide, and I'll be playing it all day long on PC right here with my keyboard and mouse setup, fully utilizing the baguette and the croissant. And because of that, I opted to not do a podcast tomorrow so that we could have maximum gameplay, probably around 3.5+ hours on the first stream and probably around 2 to 2.5 hours on the late stream. So because of that, again, I wanted to put everything into this show today, and this is going to be an absolute bursting show. I said it. I said the word. Oh my God. Yes, today there is so much to talk about. For example, Sony had a state of play that was very much catered towards a Japanese audience. And to be honest, most of the stuff in it was pretty much boring as hell. But there was a couple interesting things coming out of there, including a brand new Sony gaming monitor, as well as a new Marvel Tokon beta. So I'd like to talk about both of those things today. Then we had the release of several different trailers, including the Super Mario Galaxy movie and Fallout Season 2. That one actually just dropped this morning. So most people actually haven't even seen it yet. And then Steam coming out of nowhere, announcing a slew of new upcoming hardware, including Steam Machine, Steam Frame, and Steam controllers that all look pretty interesting. So all this stuff, of course, happening within like 24 hours. I got to try to scramble and say, man, I got to cover it all on the show today because we don't have a podcast tomorrow. All right. So this is going to be a interesting, fast-moving one where we're going to be covering a big variety of topics. All right. But before we get to any of that, I want to do a couple quick housekeeping things here so you guys know what's going on with me and my content. This week's been chaotic, right? First, last week I stopped playing Ninja Gaiden 4 and opted that we would do other games instead. Then we tried out The Outer Worlds 2, and it didn't work out. Now, it seems like we have another game, and this one I've actually really enjoyed. and we can't play it anymore, at least for now. You might be saying, well, what are you talking about? No, I'm not talking about the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. That's already on hold because we're waiting for them to patch and fix the multiplayer so we can play those games online. So it sucks that we're frozen there, but what can I do? No, I'm talking about the survival horror game that I've had in the rotation that I very much enjoyed for the past 2.5 weeks. And now it seems like we can't play it, at least for now. Tormented Souls 2. If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, you probably weren't there last night on stream when we were very much enjoying the game. We're actually in the 4th out of 6 locations. This is the graveyard/catacombs, and it is a shorter part of the game. But it's still fun. There's puzzles. There's actually creepy ghosts and stuff that start attacking you. And in my opinion, it's just as good as any other part of the game. It's, again, an homage to throwback survival horror games like Silent Hill and classic Resident Evil. And I was very much having a great time with it. We played for about an hour. And I got all these items that I needed to solve a puzzle. And I put the items in. I figure out, oh, this is the combination. This is what the password is. I put it in. Nothing happens. What gives? I swear this is the solution to the puzzle. Why is nothing happening? I don't know. So we mess around for like 15 minutes. No, we can't figure this out. So finally people start looking it up online and they're like, no, you actually got the puzzle right. We don't know what's going on. So I tried reloading a previous save, redoing a half an hour of gameplay. The puzzle still doesn't work. Okay? So basically people looked this up. I guess what has happened is in Tormented Souls 2, this is a smaller game team. This is not a giant, established AAA studio with insane amounts of budget and testing. It's a much smaller, close-knit team. They had some big success with Tormented Souls 1 years ago, and finally they made the sequel. But this game is not well tested. I hate to say, kind of sad because I really like it. I like the first one. This one, again, is more of the same, if not even more of an advanced version of the first one. But yeah, apparently across the board, this game has been having bugs and issues. In fact, what a lot of people actually were saying now is even if you solve the puzzle, the upcoming boss for this part of the game also is bugged. And a lot of people have been locked there too and can't make progress past it. So what they've been doing is slowly issuing these patches. And sadly, the problem is that the patch fixes one problem but creates like 5 more. Okay? So, yeah, this graveyard used to work fine, and then all of a sudden, this patch broke it. So, of course, after, an hour and a half of trying to figure this out, people are like, why don't you roll your game back and uninstall a patch and do that? No, we're not doing any of that. Because all it'll happen is I'll roll it back, and then there'll be another problem that they've already fixed, but now it's not fixed anymore. There's no point. What we need to do, sadly, is we need to wait. We need to wait for them to actually patch this game and fix it so I can play it fully. And the thing is, we're more than halfway through it. Like, we're into the final third of the game, the home stretch where it's getting really good, and now this happens. And the thing that really sucks about it, it derails my content when this kind of stuff happens. We actually had a great audience. People were engaged. People were supporting. And then this happens, and I'm stuck for over 40 minutes not making any progress, and people stop engaging, stop supporting, and leave the stream. What am I supposed to do about it? I didn't break the game, And it's like I was saying last night, if there's a situation where something happens and a stream fails and it's my fault, like, for example, when I was playing Ninja Gaiden 4, that first stream, I actively chose to spend 45 minutes on an optional challenge room. I raged at it and failed at it a million times. People got bored and left. That's on me. I made a bad mistake, a misjudgment. I got focused on this. I couldn't stop. I was like addicted to beating the room. My fault. In this case, I should say, this has nothing to do with me at all. The game has failed. The game is glitched. So I did my best. I said, hey, let's just hang out for a half an hour. And we did, but that's never going to garner as much engagement or support as if we're doing what everyone was there for. And it just stinks because the game is good. Like, I'm not going to crap on Tormented Souls 2. I love the game. I want to keep playing it, but they've got to fix it. So as of now, Tormented Souls 2 is on hold, and that sucks because I wanted to keep it going. I was really enjoying it, and now I can't. So the question now is, what do we do tonight? Because originally, the late stream tonight was going to be that I was going to play Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. But the thing is, we've kind of done everything in the collection worth doing. We played through the history of Mortal Kombat 1 through 4. Then we did Sub-Zero Mythologies. Then we did Strike Force. We've pretty much done it all. I mean, the next logical step in the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection is to play the multiplayer. But the multiplayer doesn't work, okay? I'm not going to play a broken online system where it's laggy, it drops matches, it desyncs. There's no point. They're claiming they are designing what they're calling the online arcade, which is going to fix the game and actually add working lobbies, and people will start playing it online. I'm not going to play it online till that exists. And they said 3 weeks after release, roughly. Well, it's about 2 weeks now. So maybe next week they'll implement this. And if they do, I would love to jump in and play Mortal Kombat Online. All of them. 1, 2, 3, Ultimate 3. I'll play them all. But they have to fix it. So let's see what happens with that. But sadly, that's on hiatus. Gareth says his Mortal Kombat just updated, actually. And he's on PlayStation. Nothing on PC as of now. Doesn't mean that there won't be something coming through the pipeline. I'll have to keep an eye on it. Thank you, Gareth. I'll give that a look over the course of the day. So that's a no-go. And obviously we can't play any more Tormented Souls 2. And here's the deal, okay? Some people have different impressions of what they want. Some people are like, well, we'd like you to do one of the random horror games from last month to actually play like Poppy's Playtime or No, I'm Not a Human or something like that. Others are like, hey, we want a second American truck sim stream. You did a good one earlier in the week. We enjoy these streams. Can you do a second truck sim stream? And so, I'm weighing and balancing all of this in my head. What should we do tonight for this one stream? Because this one stream is really the one that's the question mark. After this, we've got Call of Duty going on. We've got other games that are going to be in the rotation. We're going to be okay once we make it to next week. In fact, next week, I think I might actually pick a game to put back into the rotation, whether it's a horror game or whatever. And we might actually even return to Super Mario Galaxy 2, depending on stuff. I would love to return to that after having it on hiatus, okay? We just need to figure out tonight, okay? Now, I'll be honest, last night, Buckwell made a really good point. And by the way, I have some shout-outs to do, and I will do these in a moment, okay? I'm just doing my first segment of the show. Buckwell made a really good point, and Buckwell's the person who's been very supportive of the Truck Sim streams. He literally donated all of the DLCs and all this stuff, right? He said, here's the problem if you do Truck Sim again tonight. Let's say you do it tonight, okay? What might happen is people are used to you doing Truck Sim once a week around Sunday and Monday. This second Truck Sim stream may not be very successful because you might not have the same crowd. And the problem is, if Truck Sim doesn't hit a support goal, it's out of the rotation. Like, that's what we've been saying. As long as I play it once a week and we hit the goal, I keep it. If I play it and it doesn't hit the goal, well, it's out of the rotation. We'll do other stuff, right? And I understand where he's coming from. So Buckwell's like, don't play Truck Sim tonight. Because if you do, then what's going to happen is it might not hit the goal, and then that's it. And then it's ruined for everyone. Then no one can ever play it, right? So here's the deal. I thought about what he said, and I was like, I think he's right. But when you really look at the Truck Sim streams, okay, what is it that people actually like about the Truck Sim streams? Well, they like chilling with me. Because when we do Truck Sim, I'm literally driving, but I'm just talking with you the whole time. It's basically a Q&A stream when you really think about it. It's chill with Phil, except there's also driving. But what's the other factor of the Truck Sim streams? Booze. People like it when I have a drink or two, and I loosen up a little bit, and I talk, To be honest, I think I would answer exactly the same to everything during the Truck Sim streams if I wasn't drinking. But people seem to like it when I have a drink or two, okay? So, in regards to this, I thought about what I should do tonight, and here's what I think. And again, this is me proposing. This is not me announcing. This is me proposing. I'm curious because I have the live audience now. I want to know what you guys think about this, okay? Tonight, Chill with Phil, Autumn Edition, where I will have a couple of the alcoholic ciders while I chill with you guys. So instead of it being Truck Sim and oh no, Truck Sim is now at risk. If I don't hit a goal, it gets canceled. Instead, we just hang out and I have a few drinks and we do interaction, Q&A and all that. But that way there's nothing at risk. You know, you're going to get the fun times that you wanted with the Truck Sim stuff, and I'm going to be, slightly inebriated. I won't be heavily inebriated, right? But there won't be any risk. It won't be like, oh no, Truck Sim now ends and it'll never happen again. What do you think about that? Because in reality, I don't do that at all, right? I don't. The only time that I usually drink is during a marathon or during the Truck Sim stream. But since this is kind of a weird, extenuating circumstance and I don't want Truck Sim to be on the chopping block because of it, that maybe we should do that. What do you guys think? I want honest feedback now. What do you guys think about that idea? Would you like to do that for the late stream tonight? And by the way, this would not be a regular thing. This is a one-off. What a circumstance. Mortal Kombat basically got messed up and we can't do anything else with it. Tormented Souls 2, which we were supposed to play, we can't do anymore. It's like such a weird situation. And then what we could do is we could take the time, maybe even tonight on that stream, we could figure out what's the next thing. Do we want to go start a new game that's like a PC game on Steam? Do we want to do one of the horror games? Do we want to get Mario back in the rotation? Because I want to kind of map out what we're doing next week. It'll be a lot of Call of Duty. It'll be Pokemon. But outside of those two games, I honestly don't know what else we're doing in the rotation at this point because everything's failing, So what do you think? Hilarious part is that there's like 3 people screaming no over in the kick chat, but they're not saying anything intelligent. It's just like a bunch of idiocy, so I'm just ignoring them. If someone wants to say, well, no, but here's why, and here's my take, I would listen. If it was like, no, but no, because everything you do is wrong, then I don't care, because you're just an idiot. Well, there you go. Someone said, what about baby steps? We could do something like that. Now, I don't want to do it tonight because it's such short notice and we didn't know that. But let's say you guys wanted to see me try out this weird game, Baby Steps. We could do that next week. We could do it as a random night stream next week. Just do Baby Steps stream, see if it's any good, see if it's funny or whatever. I'm down for that. But we need to figure that out. I want to sit here and plan it, and I don't have time on the podcast today because we have so much to talk about. So that's what I mean. Tonight's late stream could be that, where we figure all this out. Okay? This is funny because some people are like, baby steps, and people are like, baby steps. That's the reaction. Like, there's never really a big consensus on anything around here, but especially when we have stuff that gets canceled for no good reason, And again, no, I'm not. Mythologies is not completely canceled or whatever. Just that we're not going to be playing Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection right now. We're waiting for the freaking online to be fixed. I want to play the collection. I do, but we need to. What else am I going to do? We could continue with Sub-Zero. It's going to bring in like a small crowd. It's not going to be a great amount of people. The whole appeal of Sub-Zero Mythologies was it's a bad game. Let's see what it's like. We know what it's like now. The second stream would be me toughing through this awful game, which I'm not saying I wouldn't do. I'm just saying I don't think there's a big, demand for that. Okay, so that's my idea. If people are staunchly against this, I want to know. But my idea is tonight on the late stream, okay, we do Chill with Phil Autumn Edition. This time, I have a couple of drinks while we're doing it. In fact, it was funny. I looked in the fridge. I have them in my garage in a storage cabinet, those ciders, because I wanted to put them in my fridge so they'd be nice and cool. And it was fun because I'm looking out. It was fun. It was interesting because I looked at the case. And remember I told you there was 2 flavors I tried so far, blueberry and the Cosmic Crisp Apple, correct? The blueberry was, it was kind of tart. The Cosmic Crisp Apple was amazing. Like, I loved the flavor. I was so happy. The case has twice as many Cosmic Crisp than the other flavors. I was like, so I can have the good one. I was so happy. Like, oh man, I'm going to drink more of this one and run out. No. It's like I found an extra bonus of tasty stuff in there. So, all right. So tonight, on my late stream, it'll be Autumn Chill with Phil with a couple of brews, a couple of ciders. We'll have a good time together, and it should be fun. What we will do tonight on that late stream, there'll be a lot of interaction. We'll talk about next week since we're going to need new games for the rotation because we're banking on eventually they patch Mortal Kombat, eventually they patch Tormented Souls 2, and we will return to them when we can. But we need stuff to actually block into the schedule next week. So will it be baby steps? Will it be the return of Mario Galaxy 2? Will it be a horror game? Will it be Dispatch? Will it be, we can talk about all of this, right? We'll figure it out tonight. Okay? Good stuff. Cool. All right. So that's what we're doing tonight. And sorry that all this stuff has been going wrong recently. It sucks. I have one other update. It's a good one. And then we're going to get to all this reacting. I'll do shout outs first, and then we'll get to all this reacting. I spoke at Wings of Redemption. He is leaving it in my control when he appears next on the show. The 2 dates available are Monday, November 24th, which would be right before American Thanksgiving, or Monday, December 1st, which would be right after American Thanksgiving and Black Friday. Okay? Is there a preference? Do you guys think sooner rather than later? Or should we wait? What do you guys think? Does it even really matter? In reality, I actually don't think it matters. I think either week would be fine. Either time, we both would have played some Call of Duty. Like, it comes out tomorrow. Well, we've played it over a week each, because that's one of the topics, obviously, I want to talk with him about, is what does he think about modern Call of Duty? What does he think specifically about Black Ops 7? How is it performing for him on his channel? Stuff like that. That'll be one of the topics, among many. Like, I've heard he doesn't celebrate American Thanksgiving. This is fascinating to me. I want to get to the bottom of that and figure out what's going on, why he doesn't celebrate it. But also, we got so many topics to talk about. It's going to be another great conversation. So, yeah, that's what I wanted. I think it's going to be a great show. But when should it be? Should it be earlier? Should it be later? I'd like your feedback. Basically, I have a few days to figure this out, and then we'll lock it in and we'll start promoting it and, hyping it up again. So, what do you think? Wings on November 24th or Wings on December 1st? Let me know. Give me your feedback, okay? All right. Got a lot of shout outs to do. A bunch of contributions came in early here. So let's go ahead and shout all this stuff out, and then we're going to get to a ton of reacting, okay? A ton. Someone just tipped a book and says, Red Dead Redemption 1 is going to get ported to PlayStation 5. They announced it this morning. Okay. I mean, that's cool. I played Red Dead 1 a few years ago on Xbox. What was it, Xbox One? When they had upscaled it and ported it and made it look better. And it was a good time. So to have another audience to experience that game, in my opinion, Red Dead 1, I'm serious, is better than Red Dead 2. I think that overall, Red Dead 1 is a perfect combination of great story elements, but also great gameplay. I think Red Dead 2 is a great story, but sadly, it's not a great game. It's more like just an interactive narrative rather than a game. Red Dead 1 is a game. There's challenge to it and stuff. So, anyway, there you have it. Okay, and let's see here. There's another $1 tip. You should ask Wings to appear on Lalcow Live. Wait, you want me to ask Wings to go back to Lalcow Live, or you want me to ask Wings for me to be on Lalcow Live? You realize that I could literally be at Lalcow Live whenever I want. Like, literally right now. I could reach out to Keemstar and be like, hey, I'd like to be on the show now. I've made the decision. And he'd probably have me on. You know that, right? Like, it's been such a long-standing discussion about me being on the show. More than likely, it would just be, clear the schedule, Phil can come on. But I don't want to do it because I don't care about drama. Like, dude, if I cared about drama right now, would I be covering all of this game news this morning and talking about my schedule? Or would I be sitting here raging against Asmongold for talking junk about me and doing all kinds of hit piece content against people all over the internet who are talking about me? I don't care. I'm here to chill and talk about games and have a good time with my audience. I don't care about the drama shit. I never did. I don't want to be a part of it. So, leave me out. Wow, look at all these contributions to shout out. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. I gotta scroll down because I missed. Here we go. We start with Cashew Crunch 87 with a $5 super chat. Hope you're doing awesome. Thank you, Cashew Crunch. I'm doing good today. Thank you for the support and the kind words. First super chat of the day. Let's get you up on there. Then we've got, let's see here. Nick Smith with a $2 super chat. Do Truck Sim or DSP Reacts test stream tonight? Oh, you're saying like do a test stream of me reacting to stuff. Well, thanks for the feedback. Like I said, I think instead of it truck sim a second time, which we just did, I think we're just going to try this autumn chill with Phil with some ciders and see how it goes tonight. I think we're going to have a lot of fun conversation. We'll hopefully determine what games I'm playing next week to put into the schedule along with Pokemon and Call of Duty. We'll go from there. It's just weird because I had like a schedule that was so overloaded. But then did we even expect that Outer Worlds, Mortal Kombat, and Tormented Souls 2 were all going to get removed from the schedule like this? I mean, I didn't foresee it. I thought maybe one game might be moved, not 3. Pretty silly. Okay. Let's see here. Obama Clot did a $2 super chat. I'm on now. This a nice shirt. You like this one? I got this one last year, and I do like it. In reality, I need to get more fall attire because I realized a lot of my fall attire is very samey, like pullovers and sweatshirts. This is like a nice sweater. So I want to get some more, but I need a chance to go to the store. And I don't think my wife and I are even going out to a store for like another 2-3 weeks. I don't know. I got to check the schedule. But yeah, I would like to get some more fall attire for you guys. And, it's funny. People have been complimenting me recently on my looks, how I look on stream, and saying now that I actually look way more professional. But of course, then there's idiots who are like, he looks like he's rich, but he's actually poor. I'm like, no, I'm not poor. That's the dumb narrative of broken idiots on the internet who are jealous of me. I'm not poor, stupid. But that's actually the impression people are getting now. They think I'm poor because of this drama this week. Whatever you say. So, thank you, Obama Clock. We've got Red Eyes Blue Dragon with a $5 super chat who says Truck Sim Stream Drinking and Driving Edition. Well, it's always Drinking and Driving Edition. I literally always drink when I play Truck Sim. So, there you go. Let's see here. Continuing on. Cashew Crunch did another $2 super chat. I love your Mortal Kombat streams. Me too. But as I said, I feel like sadly I've kind of gotten to the end of the offline content I can do with the game. Special Forces is not worth continuing. It's boring. MK Mythologies is just kind of a laughable meme game. We played it as a meme and had fun with it, but continuing on now as a serious playthrough, I don't know if it warrants it. And honestly, I don't know if people are really going to like that. I don't really think it's that good of a game to continue. So what else do you do? Play the Game Boy version of Mortal Kombat? We need the online to work. That's the next step with that collection, in my opinion. Zue became a member this morning. Thank you to Zue for becoming a member. Let's get that on the leaderboard. You're the first member of the day. Let's see here. We've got Prince Habibian. $5 super chat, and it's insulting nonsense. So thanks for $5. PAX Official did a $5 super chat. It says, play Dispatch, a return to the Telltale formula with added gameplay and a pretty good story. A lot of people are enjoying it. I don't know. I've heard conflicting stuff about it. Okay? I have. I've heard conflicting stuff about it. I don't know what to believe because I didn't play it. At the same time, I don't want to invest myself in another game, especially a narrative-based game, that then ends up being controversial. I've heard that there's a lot of stupid romances and crap in it that could result in dramatic stuff. I heard that, two dudes can kiss. And I've also heard that there's YouTubers in it. And whenever there's a YouTuber in a game like that, you get people who, get all uppity about it because there's some YouTuber doing a voice acting or something. So, I don't know. To be honest, I'm not really feeling it. At one point, I was, but then when I found out more about the game, I'm like, I don't think I'm really going to care too much about it, so I haven't really thought about it. I think at this point, I'd rather do, like I said, some of the options that I'm thinking of are maybe trying a silly game like Baby Steps, or maybe doing some horror games that we had looked at last month, or bringing back Mario Galaxy, or something like that. Let's see. Nick Smith with another $2 super chat. People who have problems with you drinking probably have liver disease themselves. It's not that they have liver disease, it's that they're idiots. Like, once a month, okay, once a freaking month, I'll do a marathon and I'll have a few shots during the marathon. Even the recent marathons, I've barely even had that many. I think the last marathon I had 5 or 6 shots over the course of like 12 hours. A shot every 2 hours on a stream. Oh, he's an alcoholic. When I do my truck sim streams, I drink 2 cans. This is the extent of my drinking. But these people are mental. They think, because he does that, obviously that means that he's constantly drinking at all times. There's actually people who say, this giant thermos of filtered water is alcohol. They're retarded. It's the only explanation. I mean, you have to be stupid. There's no one else who would actually believe that. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. 220 gifted 5 subs over on Kick. Thank you, 220, for 5 gifted subs over on Kick. That gets us to $58 of support. Thank you. Red Eyes Blue Dragon with a $2 super chat. I think Wings sucks just like Kick Chat. Well, there you go. We have a Wings disapprover. Are you a Wings detractor? Or are you just a Wings disapprover? You disapprove of the Wings. Oh, so I was gonna make another offer on something, all right? Because here's the deal. Last night, okay, the reason that stream did not hit a support goal is because the game failed and had a hard lock. We were on pace to hit a support goal. We made $118 last night on the stream, and then support cut off when the game ended, basically. I couldn't play any more of the game. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did a couple days ago. I'm going to do you guys a solid. I feel like we were going to hit that goal last night. So today, first off, let's hit the goal for this stream and for Pokemon. Okay, let's hit the $150. But if we hit $182 on today's stream, I'm going to count it as 2 goals hit because we should have hit it last night. We should have. 100%. And we didn't because the game failed, and that's not your fault. That's not my fault. That's just an unforeseen circumstance, and that's bullshit. So if we go a little extra on this stream and we get to 182, that's $32 extra. That would have been enough to make up for last night's goal, and we will hit that goal. I'll count it as 2 today instead of 1. So let's get that momentum going. Let's get support for the stream. Let's get to 182, and we'll say it's 2. Okay? There you go. Nick Smith with a $2 super chat. Kick is where YouTube trash goes. Wow. The YouTube viewers really disapprove of Kick. Yikes. And then we have John Smith with a $2 super chat. Bring on a guest that's like your size, laughing out loud. What do you mean? Wait a minute. What are you saying? Hold on a second. You have to understand something, John Smith. No one is as big as me when it comes to internet fame. I am the epitome. You know what I'm saying? I'm the top. So I have to get people who are below my stature on the show or else I'll never have a guest. You understand? There's no one who equates to Dark Side Phil. So we just have to look below the level of the royalty. You understand? Like, listen, Wings is no king, but he's an entertaining guy. He's okay to have on the show. All right? There's absolutely no reason for you to talk junk about people and say that I need to get people of my size and stature on the show. Come on now. That's not even possible. Okay. And we got Cashew Crunch again with $2. What's your favorite MK character? Mine is Johnny Cage. Overall, if you're talking gameplay-wise, I think the one that I played the most with was actually like Cyrax in Mortal Kombat 3, because that's when I played the most in arcades. But probably Sub-Zero. Probably the classic Sub-Zero, because he's had many iterations over the years. I liked his freeze, refreeze combos and things you could do back in the day. Then they patched them all out. Like Sub-Zero was actually like the most broken character in the first version of Mortal Kombat 3, because you could actually do combos and combo into the freeze clone. So you could do like, oh, someone's in the air, jump kick and hit, and then cancel in the freeze clone, and it would hit and freeze them. Then you could punch them and freeze them again, and then you could hit them again. So it could be like these crazy freeze combos, and then when they patched the game, they nerfed it all, and he can't do it anymore, so he sucks now. So they took like the top tier character, and they made him ass. But he was like badass at the beginning, so I'd probably say Sub-Zero overall. Wow, I received a generous contribution here. Listen to this. I got a $20 tip from a Wings hater. Wow, what is going on right now? I got a $20 tip from a legit Wings hater. I'm going to read this out for a second. Hold on. Let's, $20. First of all, thank you for the generous contribution of $20. Okay. It's an anonymous tip, an anonymous $20 tip. Listen to what this person has to say. I am fascinated. I really am fascinated by this, okay? So here we go. I've asked this before. Why do you have to insist on having Wings back on the podcast? Is there anything we can actually do in order to have either a different guest or make different plans for those available dates? He's a person who never changes. He plagues your show. What? Where does this Wings hate come from? What the hell? He plagues my show? He's been on the show once. Literally once. Now, you guys say things like he never changes, he never improves. I don't know the guy that well. I don't. Like, I've had him on the show once for 2 hours. We had a fun conversation, I felt. Some of it was messing around. Some of it was about our history. Some of it was some serious questions. Okay? I want to have him back on. I want to talk about Call of Duty with the guy. I legit do. He's going to play the hell out of Call of Duty that first week. He's going to analyze it in a way heavier way than I'm going to. I want to see what his perspective is, okay? I want to hear legit why he doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving. That's bizarre to me. I don't know many or any Americans who don't celebrate Thanksgiving. It actually makes me scratch my head that he doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving. And I literally want to know why. I'm actually legit confused, and I'd like to hear the rationale behind it, okay? But in addition to that, there's a lot of other stuff to talk about. We were already starting to talk about certain stuff, like our history on Twitch and how we mysteriously both got banned from Twitch at the same time. What the fuck happened there? How did that happen? Our shared histories of drama and shit on the internet. And I just feel like we could have some fun conversation. I thought the first conversation was good. A lot of people said I talked too much during the first conversation. So what I'll probably do is I'll toss him questions and let him talk a lot, because it seems like people want to hear more from him than me. I'm okay with that. I'm listening to the feedback of what people said about the first appearance, okay? And I think that would be cool. What on earth? Why do you say he's a plague to my streams? Like, that's a little harsh. I think what it is you guys who are saying shit like that just don't like him from your personal experiences with him off of my content. And so now you're bringing those grudges over. You're like, well, I don't like him because of this. Well, I don't know any of that. He hasn't. The truth is, I've had very few, if any, interactions with this guy at all, right? I've had almost no negative ones. The only negative ones I've had is a couple times when he ghosted me. Well, it seems like that's over now. So I'm cool with just chilling with the guy every once in a while and getting his thoughts on stuff. In truth, I actually wanted to have a big conversation about Thanksgiving with him, but if he doesn't celebrate it, then I don't think we can have much of one. So I think we'll talk more about Call of Duty, but I want to get his thoughts on what's going on there. And his reason is political. Oh, cool. Sounds good to me. I want to hear it. Does he just not like the pilgrims? He hates the pilgrims. He hates their hats with the buckles. Why is there a buckle on the hat? It's so annoying. Buckles go on your pants, not on your fucking hat, right? It could be a good... dude, I think it's going to be fun. I just don't know what's wrong with this. Anyway. We got to figure out when he's coming on. Is it going to be the 24th or the 1st? No, at this point, I'm not going to have another guest in his place. However, if you guys have suggestions, who would you like to see possibly appear on the show? Do you have suggestions for guests? And they have to be realistic. If you say LTG, dude, I can't make LTG come out of his fucking fort and stop being so defensive to come on the show. I think if I interviewed LTG, it would be one of the most fascinating conversations the internet ever had, and people's heads would explode, but he's never going to do it. He's too egotistical. He can't lower himself to the level of someone who's actually better than him to actually do an interview. You understand? So, I don't know what to say. But I'd like your suggestions. If you really don't like the guy, I'd like to know why and his suggestions, okay? Okay, continuing on. What was I doing? I was reading tips, right? That's right. I was reading tips because I got confused here because I'm going back and forth between tips and super chats. Let's see here. I got $1 tip. The duster is buckets, water is pillow. Do you like Seinfeld and Microsoft Paint? You're weird. Thanks for $1. What the fuck you're talking about? I received an incredibly generous $50 tip from Limestone. Thank you to Limestone for $50 this morning. We haven't even gotten to the topics at hand yet. Seriously. Thank you, guys. $50 from Limestone. Awesome. Thank you so very much. That gets us up to 137 already. Holy moly. So Limestone says, I've been watching your BioShock playthrough and I'm enjoying it. It's my favorite series. I like watching people on YouTube play it. So I played BioShock twice, for the record. I believe the original run may actually be on my older channel, but I don't recall. Yes. So my original BioShock playthrough, okay, is ancient. It's literally 2009. Okay? It was all the way back before I was doing direct capture. It was crazy. All right? It was your camera pointed at the TV. The quality is atrocious. Okay? Also, infamously, I got drunk in the middle of playing it, so I slur my words. It just, it's a mess. But that one can be found on my original channel, which is called Dark Side Phil. It's just youtube.com/Dark Side Phil. And then you go to the playlist tab, search for BioShock, and you'll see it. Okay? That's the original run. You're probably watching the second run that I did of it when I was finally doing direct capture and live streaming. And that would have been from the DSPGaming era. That playlist is from, here it is, BioShock Remastered. And that playlist is from 2016. So that was a full 7 years later. See, I've been around for so damn long. I have playthroughs on top of playthroughs on top of playthroughs of the same games. Because after like 5 to 7 years, people crave to see me go back and play classics again. Okay? Cool. All right, well, check it out. If you haven't yet, check it out over on Dark Side Phil, the original. If you're enjoying the modern one, you'll probably like the original. Okay? Okay. Good stuff. Now, continuing on. Geez, I'm losing track here. Okay, more tips, and then we get back to super chats, and then we got to get to reacting. There's a ton of stuff to react to. Someone took the buck says, can we get Boogie on the show? Why would I want Boogie on the show? It's like I said, when you guys bring up random people, right? People are like, get Ethan Ralph on the show, get Boogie on the show. And I'm like, why? Like, with Wings of Redemption, okay? Number one, we have some history. We've gone back and forth over the years and had a couple attempts to maybe do stuff with each other, and they never lined up, okay? Of course, there's the common Lolcow live involvement stuff with Keemstar. We're both avid gamers who have gaming channels, and that's been our business for over 17 years. We both have similar groups of trolls who harass us and all of that. Like, I feel like we have a lot to talk about, okay? With Boogie, what on earth do I have to talk about with that guy? What do we have in common? What common ground is there? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know what would the conversation be. No clue. So, there you go. Anyway, let's continue. Okay. I got a $1.50 tip. This person says it's your pal Jared. So Jared, you're still sending me tips from jail, huh? Man, a lot of guys have problems with Wings. He's not liked by your community either. Hope you take care of yourself and watch yourself when he comes around. You never know. That's it. I'd love to be a guest. Oh, Jared Fogle wants to be a guest. I see. Jared Fogle wants to be a guest on my show. That's excellent. What do you guys think? Who would be a better guest for the show? Wings of Redemption or Jared Fogle? Which would you guys prefer? Maybe we'll have to reschedule. Okay, let's see. Continuing on. I got a $2 tip Longtime fan. I've been watching you since the Heavy Rain playthrough. That's a great looking sweater. Can we have ID on it? Can you have ID on the sweater? What are you talking about? Sweaters don't get carded, for the record. Like, if I walk into a bar right now and I go to the bartender and I order, I don't know, a Moscow Mule, he wouldn't say, well, sir, you're obviously fine, but I'm going to have to see some identification for that sweater to make sure that it's of age. Like, what are you talking about? What is ID for the sweater? What did he do? Like I said, I bought it like last year. Do you want me to go find the receipt? Do you want me to go dumpster diving and see if I can find the receipt for it? I don't know what's going on. Where did I get it? I probably got it at like Kohl's. A lot of the clothes that I bought recently, I buy from Kohl's. Kohl's has a lot of good clothes, in my opinion. So I just go in there, I see what they got, and sometimes I just grab some of the nice stuff off the shelf. You know, that's simple. Not that big of a deal. Okay, continuing on. Shall we continue on? Okay. Nick Smith did a $2 super chat. He says, can you call your chill streams depression streams? No, because that was one of the things that I thought was weird when I talked to Wings, is that he's calling his streams where he's like, I'm just playing this game to relax, to like unplug and relax with my audience. I call them depression streams. Why? I guess because he talks about stuff like personal stuff and it's depressing to him or something. I don't think chill streams are depressing at all. I love the chill streams we do together. Don't you? I have a great time with the chill streams that we do together. I think that they're super fun. So I have no idea whatsoever why Wings treats it like depression. Like, being honest with an audience and talking with the audience is not depressing. Sometimes you may have depressing things to talk about, but that's, you know what I mean? That's not depressing by any means. Not every time that you talk with your audience should it always be about, oh, I have to put on a face to play a game. You know what I mean? Yeah, you don't always want to be dishing to your audience and getting too personal because, to be honest, your audience is not your psychiatrist, your therapist, your mother. You know what I mean? But and if you want to share, you should. But there should also always be a line of separation between what you share and what you keep to yourself, the public and the private. I've learned that over the years. I didn't used to be like that, but I changed over the years and improved. Okay, maybe I don't know. Again, I don't watch a lot of his content, so maybe I just don't understand it well, you know? Red Eyes, again with a $5 super chat. You're so much better than Wings, and collabing with him is a downgrade. I can maybe be interested in you two playing Call of Duty together, though. Again, you guys think way different than me. This is what you just said. You're better than Wings. Why? Why do you think that way? I made a joke about LTG earlier. But in reality, I don't think that anyone is any better or any worse than anyone else. Everyone's just a person. Everyone's just trying to make a living. Everyone's just trying to get by in life. I don't see myself as someone better or worse than anyone else. As I told you guys, I'm not the kind of guy that wants to step on people to get ahead. I never have believed in that philosophy. And in fact, I feel bad if I have to step on or over people to get ahead in life. A lot of people don't agree with me on that, and they do it constantly. Any of these online bulliers, online drama creators, yeah, they're stepping on people all day, every day, and they have absolutely no conscience about it, no morality about it. They don't feel bad about it. I'll react to something and I'll just laugh at a person constantly. Who cares if the content I'm reacting to is completely out of context and actually isn't true? Like I said, literally this week, the shtick is I'm poor. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know I've been broadcasting now for 51 minutes? I made $149. Actually, I made more because I haven't shouted everything out yet. Okay? But I'm poor. That's the narrative. Like I said, someone actually says, Phil looks rich, but he's poor. What are you talking about? And this is also how I explain to people. They say, Phil, why don't you react to drama? Why would I? What's the point? People don't want me to react to drama. They just want me to be chill. When I'm chill, that's when the good content comes through and people enjoy it the most. And that's when I get the most engagement and support. If I just sat here shitting on someone the whole stream, my actual fans would be like, I'm turned off. I don't like this. And they wouldn't watch. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't. That's why I literally don't do that. So when you say, well, you're better than Wings, I don't think that. Not for a moment. Listen, everyone's different in life. Everyone has different shit going on. Everyone has different situations. I'm not any better, any worse than anyone. And I think that the moment that people start to realize this, you'll have a realization in life. Because there's so many people who sit on the internet to just crap on people constantly thinking, well, I'm better than them. No, you're not. And in fact, if you're wasting your time to negatively crap on someone, you're actually worse than them. Because they're not doing that to you right now. They're just trying to get by in their life. So why are you shitting on them? That says more about your insecurities about yourself and your life situation than anything that they've ever done. Because they're not the ones just sitting there crapping on you. And by the way, they are a public persona on the internet who's known and you're not. So even if on their absolute worst day and most embarrassing thing they've ever done, they were still more important than you. So who the fuck are you to dump on people? So you guys can say and believe whatever you want, but I don't believe that I'm any better than anyone else. I don't. I just want to be my own person, do my own thing, and progress with life positively. That's my philosophy. So when you guys dump on someone, oh, he's no good, he shouldn't be on your show, I don't see it that way. And the fact that he's finally willing to reach out and do other things that he hasn't done before, because he hasn't done this kind of shit before, instead of him going into the lion's den of talking to his detractors, which I think would never benefit in anything good for the guy, him actually coming to a neutral place where we can just hang out and talk about various topics, I think is way more interesting and a better look for him and a better move for him. And maybe that's the problem, is he's always gone the wrong direction, you know? As much as he's going to make a ton of money embarrassing himself on Lalcow Live or getting a lot of attention by talking to his detractors, instead of doing that, he should maybe be looking to do something that actually makes him shine in a positive light, which he could do, but he has to actually make some effort to do it. And he seems to be doing that. So what's wrong with that? I don't get people who are so toxic. I just don't. But again, maybe it's that you know things better than me. I don't know. But to me, he's certainly not some fucking, horrible villain or anything like you guys seem to see it. We didn't even talk about gaming yet, which I want to get to, but you guys just keep contributing. And we hit the first goal of the stream. Just like that. Man, let me tell you guys, I feel so poor right now. I'm so destitute and poor, and I'm doing so bad for myself. Really. It's almost like the narrative of the internet is so true with all the things they say about me. Man, I'm so bad off. If only I could get some help, some support. What a horrible situation I find myself in, that I sat here and just talked with you guys for an hour, and I've hit my goal inadvertently. Like I didn't even make an effort. All I did was talk for an hour, and here we are. Oh, what a horrible situation and place I'm in. Oh, I'm a generational roach. Oh, I'm doing so poorly for myself. Oh, I really care about what people say about me on the internet. Oh, help me, everyone. Oh, wait, I'm drowning in money. Excuse me. All right, so anyway, by the way, good morning, because there's some people who have been saying good morning to me all morning, and I haven't responded. Good morning, everyone. To everyone who's here. We got Chris. I see Helixification, Velocity, Copium, Princess Luna, all the heads over on... People are mad because I was just talking, doing shout-outs all morning and didn't say hello. Hello to everybody. Like, it's, Let's continue. So, Red Eyes did a $2... No, excuse me. I skipped a piece of support. Stevester, re-upping their membership, their sub for 5 months. Thank you to Stevester. I appreciate that. Red Eyes did a $2 super chat. He'll end up back at Lalcow. Let's not pretend. I didn't say he wouldn't. And in fact, that's something that he was very honest about in his last appearance. Wing said, I asked him head up. I said, you said that you don't want to go back on Lalcow, right? You just have no interest. Will you end up back on Lalcow? And he very honestly opened up and said, yeah, I probably will because of the money. So he's outright made it clear he doesn't like being on the show. He doesn't want to be on the show. But he thinks like that seems to be the only way that he can make a lot of money. He said that he made $200,000 in 1 year. That's what he said. He said he made $200,000 in a year just being on Wildcow. If that's really the only way that he feels like he can make money, can you fault him for that? Like, I wouldn't do it. Under no circumstance would you see me doing that. I wouldn't be on a show like that, a drama show or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But, not everyone's the same in life. The guy is facing a lot more challenges than I am. The guy, let's be honest, the guy is grossly overweight and he's getting older. He's going to start having tons of health problems. And like he said, all the money that he made and saved up, he's probably going to have to spend on healthcare. He's going to end up, spending insane amounts of money on healthcare for himself and his wife. Already his wife apparently has been through health shit that they've spent a lot of money on. So even though he made bank, it's probably all going to get pissed away. And there's nothing he can do about it. Right? So if he really sees that that's his only way out, I'm not going to shit on the guy. I'm just going to say, I'm not doing that. I refuse. I'm not going to degrade myself and make toxic content just to make money. I could have done that 100 years ago if I wanted to. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to make positive content that an audience enjoys and get something productive out of, Just saying, that's me. And we're different people. And again, this is the good thing about life is that there's different people from different kinds of places, different walks of life that can still agree to come together and respect each other instead of just crapping on each other and stepping on each other and, getting one over on each other. I have no desire to do that. I guess I'm just built different. I don't know. Anyway, continuing on, we have another shout out and then maybe we can finally get to the reacting portion of the podcast. Holy moly. I got another $20 tip. Okay. Okay, so first of all, it's a $20 tip. Let's do an animation for it. Since it seems like Wing's appearance on the podcast is inevitable, I'll stop asking for a goal for him not to be. Yeah, because there was never going to be a goal for him to not be on the show. That's ridiculous. Okay, listen, I appreciate feedback. And if the feedback overwhelmingly ends up being, man, this guy's been on your show a couple of times and he's nothing but a toxic jerk and a dishonest liar, we hate him, don't have him back on, I won't. But that hasn't been the general feedback I've gotten. The first appearance was a shock. People liked it. A lot of people say, do more of that kind of content. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to do a regular show with the guy, but maybe every once in a while he comes on for variety. So it's not just me talking to you, but having another person in the equation. I don't see the problem. But again, if you see a problem, I want to know what the problem is. I don't think there's been a rational explanation yet. There's been a lot of emotion. We don't like the guy because he never improves and he's a liar. Well, I haven't experienced any of that. Let's see what happens, right? Anyway, name a Pokemon that is of use in your current run. Name it Dorothy if female or Sean if male. And can you bring back Frankie into your party? Oh, because you did another donation. Who is Frankie? We could find them. Frankie, I remember we named someone Frankie. Okay, so we got to bring Frankie into the party, and you want to name a new Pokemon Dorothy or Sean. Okay, I'm actually not going to delete this message because I need to remember all this for when I actually boot up Pokemon and start playing. Cool. Thank you for the contributions this morning. So now, what are we up to? Remember the offer I already made you guys. I said that if we made $182, I would count it as 2 goals because that would make up for the fact we didn't hit the goal last night. We're at $177. Good Lord. Okay. Shall we get to the reacting? Because I had a lot to talk about, and it's 12:35. Holy shit. All right. What a show. The only disappointing thing about this show, I'm about to react to stuff, and the show's going to get demonetized. So this is going to be a good show that I think a lot of people will tune into after the fact because of what we just talked about, but also because I'm about to react to a bunch of gaming news stuff. It's going to be demonetized. Every single time that I react to a trailer, to any movie or any show, the whole freaking thing gets demonetized, and it sucks. Lever Action Larry says, I missed your contribution. I did. It's not in my queue. Hold on. I'm not calling you a liar in any way, shape, or form. I think the queue might have glitched. Hold on. Okay, Lever Action Larry did $2 and says the following. Sorry, I have to lean forward to see it. I appreciate your sense of humor and your hard work. Thank you, Lever Action Larry. Sorry I missed your contribution. It for some bizarre reason, it's not in the queue. Thank you for telling me. Okay, thank you so much for $2 and thanks for the kind words. That's very nice of you. Okay. All right, how about this? Let's react to stuff that won't get me demonetized today. Maybe we'll save the trailers for Sunday, so I have something to do on the show on Sunday, too. Let's react to all these hardware announcements, all right? Because I'm actually interested in some of this stuff, all right? The first hardware announcement that I want to react to is that Sony is making a PlayStation monitor. Now, I have been heavily criticized in the last year. Why? Because I fully upgraded my setup. And my setup now has 2 gaming PCs, HD cameras, great quality microphone, proper lighting, right? All this upgrades. I'm capturing at 1440p, 60 frames per second. But the one thing that everyone criticizes me on is saying, dude, you're still playing on a TV. And I say, yeah, I'm playing on a Sony TV. It's a really good Sony TV with incredibly low response time. It's 4K. It actually has VRR. It does 120 hertz. So it's a good TV for gaming. And then you get the people who are like the heavy techie people. And they're like, oh, they get so upset with you, right? They're like, you got a gaming PC and you have gaming peripherals that have low latency. You're doing it all right. And then you use a TV, you imbecile, you fool, you peon, you plebeian. You're doing it wrong. How could you use a TV? Only idiots game on TVs. If I were to get a gaming monitor, I'd have to change my setup. What I would have to do is I would actually have to have something like right here with the monitor, like literally here. My TV is back against my wall because it's a big TV. So I'd have to have it here instead. And it would be a different feel for sure, to have that so close because I don't game that close ever. I always have gamed across the room my whole life. No exaggeration. Probably the closest I've ever gamed was in arcades when you had the machine in front of you and it was relatively close. But for the most part, I've always gamed kind of across the room. That's just the way I've done it. So when this announcement came out that Sony is actually doing a gaming monitor, admittedly, it kind of got my interest. So let's take a look at this. The first look at PlayStation's 27-inch gaming monitor. Okay, here it is. And as you can see, it's going to have some unique features right from the get-go. Built for desktop gaming with a PS5, the upcoming monitor combines bold visuals and performance and includes a charging hook for the DualSense wireless controller. Now, before we look at the details of this monitor, okay, one of the things for me that has been a barrier to becoming a monitor gamer, not a PC gamer, but a monitor gamer, is the cost. What do I mean by that? Well, I now game in 4K. I've gamed in 4K for the whole last year. These gaming monitors that are 4K are very expensive. Most gaming monitors that are more budget priced, or like you don't want to spend $1,000 on your monitor, they're like only like 1440p, some are only 1080p. So I would have to game at a lower resolution if I was going to try to get like an affordable monitor, and I'm not taking out a giant fucking loan to pay off this thing. You know what I'm saying? So let's see, because I don't know anything about this monitor. Let's actually look at the stats, okay? So here we go. It's going to be a 27-inch gaming monitor. I feel like 27 inches is pretty big, is it not? Like my monitors over here that I have aren't that big at all. I don't know exactly how big they are, but they're definitely not 20. I don't even think they're 20 inches. Maybe I'm wrong. But 27 inches seems pretty big. Like, I remember back in the day, I had a 32-inch TV. And that was for my bedroom. And it was not huge, but it was decent size. 27-inch monitor seems quite big to me. For the record, I've owned Sony peripherals in the past. I actually had a Sony monitor, one of the earlier flat screen LCD monitors. It was gorgeous. it actually looked better than everyone else's monitor at the time that they sold at the stores, and I bought the Sony one, and it was expensive back then. I mean, we're talking early 2000s, so the monitor was probably like $600. I think I got an open box, and it was fine. There was nothing wrong with it, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. So, okay. So continuing on. So, here we go. This is what I want to know. Okay, so it's gonna be quad high definition. What the hell does that mean? I don't know what that means. It sounds like some terminology that means nothing. So it only does 1440p. Well, here you go. Okay. Only 1440p resolution. Already that kind of makes me a little skeptical. Why only 1440p? Why not 4K? If it was 4K, would it double in price? I wonder. Okay. It has HDR. Okay. I'll probably never use HDR, but all right. It has VRR support and it goes up to 120 hertz. So honestly, that's exactly the same as my current TV. In fact, it's funny. My current TV doesn't do 1440. It only does 1080, and then it does 4K. My TV doesn't do 1440. So this is kind of the opposite. It does 1440, but not 4K, but it has the same features. It has the VRR, and it has the 120 hertz. It also says it'll actually do 240 hertz on PC. So that's different. That I'd actually be able to run some games at 240 hertz. It has a built-in charging hook for the DualSense or DualSense Edge wireless controller. And that's, I think, what they're... oh, look at that. It's a hook that folds in and out. And I'm guessing you plug the controller into it, and it actually has integrated charging capabilities for your controller. That's interesting. As you can see, the color scheme fits that of the PlayStation 5. So there you go. What else does it have? Okay, 2 HDMI imports, and it's the highest grade 2.1, supporting up to 1440p, 240 hertz, FRL, VRR. It actually has a DisplayPort in as well, because DisplayPort is what a lot of PCs use right now. But also, I believe PS5 uses DisplayPort, does it not? So you have both. You have the flexibility. 2 USB Type A's and 1 USB Type C port. Okay, so it has 3 actual... it's like USB hub, too. Built-in stereo speaker. Fair enough. And compatibility with a VESA mounting system. So you could mount it somewhere if you want. It doesn't have to just be on the stand. So I don't know if they've confirmed this yet. I think the rumors that it's going to be $350, but I don't know if it actually has a price yet. This blog doesn't have a price. So for what it is, seems decent. I'm curious what the colors will be like. Like when I had my Sony monitor back in the day, it had very deep darks. And I liked that. Like all other monitors looked kind of washed out, but my Sony monitor had very dark blacks and very like deep colors, which made it look gorgeous. Like I actually played, I want to say it was Tekken 5 I had on it. And you know, in Tekken 5, there's this stage that's like the flowing flowers in the background. Dude, that looked fucking absolutely fucking sick on the Sony monitor that I had. And this was the early 2000s. And it looked insanely good. So what I'm not noticing, it's not OLED, right? So it's not the best quality. I think OLED right now, a lot of people say is the best monitor quality. It's not OLED, which makes me feel like it's going to knock the price down. If it were OLED, I bet this thing would be like $700. But if it's not OLED, then it's probably going to be more reasonable cost, I would think. So I don't know. What do you guys think about this monitor? You know better than me. So Helixfication says this monitor sounds to be a beginners to mid-tier monitor, to be honest. And fair enough. Like you said, no 4K. That's kind of a no-no, I think. Like most people who are into gaming, they want a 4K at least as an option. Not to say they would always game at 4K, but there's some games that you would want to do that. Not OLED. That's a detriment, I think. But outside of that, 27 inches, bunch of ports, all the best level of port. VRR up to 240 hertz. That's a lot of good features, right? Okay. I guess the question is until we have pricing, right? We don't really know. Like that, really, the judge would be the price. If the price is good, then it's good. If the price is ridiculous, then it's not good, and we don't know, right? All right, the other thing I definitely want to react to today, because this is going to be pretty interesting, Steam is coming out with a slew of new devices in 2026, including a new controller that looks revolutionary to me, a new thing called the Steam Frame, which is a new VR tool, and a whole new PC called the Steam Machine. They have a 6-minute presentation that I'd like to react to. So let's do it. I've not seen this yet at all. Let's see what Steam's up to these days. What is this? There we go. Like, what's that? Okay, let's see what Steam's up to. Here we go.
Hey everyone,
That's way too loud.
this is Steam Deck. Steam Deck is our powerful, portable, handheld gaming PC that
Okay.
lets you take your Steam library with you anywhere. We're pretty proud of it. People who own Steam Decks have been playing everywhere, and we couldn't be happier with the response we've heard from all of you. We're excited to talk about the future of Steam Deck, but not today, because this isn't a video about the future of Steam Deck. This is a video about the future of Steam hardware. Today, we're announcing 3 new members of the Steam hardware lineup. All connect you with powerful PC gaming. All are optimized for gaming with Steam, and all are shipping in early 2026. Let's start with this one.
Okay.
This is the new Steam controller.
Look at
The
this
new
thing.
Steam controller puts all of your Steam games at your fingertips, so you can play wherever and however you want. Just like with Steam Deck, we want you to be able to play any game with your Steam controller, even games never built with a controller in mind. It has all the great features from Steam Deck, like trackpads, gyro, and back buttons, all in a comfortable form factor. Its next-generation magnetic thumbsticks let you play with improved responsiveness and longevity. We've put capacitive touch sensors on the thumbsticks and now on the back of the controller too, so you can enable precision gyro aiming with
Wow.
the touch of your thumb, or your pinky if you're feeling fancy. Play for way too long with a rechargeable lithium-ion battery that allows for over 35 hours of playtime. With Steam
35
controller,
hours?
We want to make charging and wireless pairing something that's actually easy. That's why we created the Puck. The Puck is a combination wireless adapter and magnetic charger included with every Steam controller. Snap it on to charge. Once you're charged up, snap it off again.
Wow.
You can play over Bluetooth or a wired connection too. The new Steam controller works with any device running Steam or Steam Link, whether it's a PC, Mac, handheld, smartphone, Steam Deck, or the new Steam Machine. Oh, this is the new Steam Machine.
Okay, hold on. So they're going to talk about the next piece of hardware, but just initial reaction to the Steam controller. Magnetic thumbstick, so no stick drift. Touch sensors in the thumbsticks and on the back of the controller. That's new, totally. Actual touch pads where your thumbs go on the controller, that's completely new. That's pretty groundbreaking for a controller. Well, I would say that controller is aiming to make every PC game controller compatible. Like one of the infamous games genres that just is so hard to play on a controller would be RTS games. If you now have dual touchpads that you can simulate the movement of a mouse and you can click and select multiple things using the touchpad, you could play RTS games on a controller. So, in fact, 35 hours on a chargeable battery is insane. That's unheard of. I've never heard of a single rechargeable device that's 35 hours. The only question I have is, how heavy is it? How expensive is it? And is it too chunky? Because the form factor of that controller reminds me of the original Xbox controller from the early 2000s. And as fun as it looked, when you started to use it, it got cumbersome. And after like an hour of gaming, you're like, oh, this thing's too big. It would actually annoy your hands. It looks chunky. So, especially if it has a 35-hour battery in it, does that mean that this controller is heavy? And does that mean it's going to cost like $130, right? But it looks interesting. Like, that intrigues me, and that's something I'm genuinely interested in. Being that I am a PC gamer, I'm looking for new controller alternatives to the Xbox Elite 2 controller. That one's compatible with Steam, and a lot of the games I play are Steam games. I'm just saying, that could be pretty good. But if the controller's $200 and it weighs 5 pounds, then it's kind of a no sale, right? Okay, let's continue. The new Steam Machine. Look at this thing.
Steam Machine is a powerful gaming PC in a small but mighty package.
Right off the bat, initial impressions, it's half of an Xbox Series X. Right? It looks like the Xbox Series X, but they just chopped it in half. That's what the form factor looks like.
Designed for your games on the big screen. It's quiet too, which is crazy since it's 6 times more powerful than a Steam Deck.
6 times more powerful than the Steam Deck. So it's a gaming PC. It's literally a dedicated hardcore gaming PC.
Powered by a discrete, semi-custom AMD GPU, enabling 4K gaming at 60 frames per second with FSR. Steam Machine runs SteamOS made for a bigger screen, built for gaming in your living room, your office, or wherever you play.
Now they are saying it runs on SteamOS, meant for a bigger screen, meaning meant for like a TV, right? Are you limited to SteamOS? Can you turn it into a real PC running Windows? Are you limited to running on their operating system? I don't know if I would want to have a PC that runs on Steam operating system, just being honest. So that might be a detriment.
Rest of your PC accessories. Steam Machine borrows some great features from Steam Deck, like lightning-fast sleep and wake, an SD card slot to easily expand your storage, and brings some new tricks of its own, like
an SD card slot to expand its storage so you can't get a hard drive for it?
Customizable LED strip, which can show different system functionalities, or your own light show. Steam Machine is a PC, so run whatever software you want, and it works with all your favorite desktop and gaming accessories.
I guess that just answered the question. You don't need to use SteamOS. You can run whatever you want. Okay.
Steam Machine is designed to work hand in hand with the Steam controller, with the low latency, wireless connectivity of the Steam controller puck built right in. And it's great for streaming your games to your phone, tablet, laptop, Steam Deck, or Steam Frame. Oh, yep, this is Steam Frame.
Okay. Third and final thing. To be frank, I don't know if I would really care about this one, but I'll give it an honest, look. Let's see, Steam Frame.
Steam Frame is Valve's next generation VR hardware. Stream all your Steam games, VR and non-VR alike, in this comfortable, lightweight, wireless VR headset. Steam Frame uses camera-based tracking, so getting into your games is as easy as slipping on the headset and waking it up. Steam Frame controllers, included with the headset.
What does that mean, camera-based tracking? I don't know what that means. What's tracking you? Cameras in your room? Like when I had PSVR, you needed to have the VR sensor controllers, the motion controls in your hand, and it tracked those balls or whatever. I don't know what they mean by that. So it might be completely different technology.
Are designed with all the inputs you need for your VR titles, like motion controls and capacitive tracking for all your fingers, as well as a split gamepad layout to work with your whole Steam library. They even feature the same magnetic thumbsticks as Steam controller for responsiveness and longevity. Steam Frame also pairs seamlessly with the new Steam controller, a great companion for playing non-VR games in the headset. To make sure streaming is smooth and stable no matter what, Steam Frame includes a wireless adapter that lets you stream your games from your PC to your headset over a fast and dedicated Wi-Fi 6 connection. And the game is streamed to your frame optimized for VR, using new technology that allows for the highest resolution streaming exactly where your eyes are looking.
I was just going to say, one of the major detriments of VR for me when I did PSVR 1 was it was always like 720p. So what they're saying is it's going to be a variable resolution where you're looking will always be higher resolution while the environment around will be lower. That's interesting. Will it be distracting? Like, imagine you're playing a game and everything in front of you looks good, but everything on the outside always looks bad. Then you look over there, that looks good, this looks bad. I don't know. It's an interesting concept, though.
And Steam Frame is a PC, running SteamOS. In addition to streaming, you can install and play a bunch of VR and non-VR games right in the headset without a host PC.
Really?
You can also expand your onboard storage to fit even more games with a micro SD card.
I'll tell you that thing looks a hell of a lot more comfy than the PSVR 1 did. The PSVR 1 was a chunky beast, and it was not comfortable. And within just a few minutes of playing it, you'd start to get like the steam that would work up in the lens, and you'd get all foggy and hot and gross. This looks more comfortable to me, at least the design factor. It looks like it's been almost a decade. It looks like they've really advanced the technology for this kind of stuff.
Steam Controller, Steam Machine, and Steam Frame. All built with the same DNA as Steam Deck. All powered by Steam, work together, and can be used however you'd like with whatever peripherals and accessories you choose. Everything you see here is the culmination of what we've learned from our previous hardware experience and what we've wanted ourselves as gamers. Powerful PC gaming in an open ecosystem, giving you more ways to enjoy the games you love and discover new ones. Steam Controller, Steam Machine, and Steam Frame are all shipping in early 2026. Learn more at steampowered.com/hardware.
And that's it. There's no pricing. I wish there was pricing. All right. So based on what we've seen there, okay, my initial reaction is it looks like they're getting a lot more serious about it. Because if you remember, they tried this before. They tried a Steam machine and it did not do well. This looks like a better attempt at it. It looks like it is in line with its competition. Like, it looks like it wants to show you, hey, look, it's Xbox Series X, but it's even more compact. And by the way, it's better than that because it plays all PC games. And it's a real PC. Mess with it as you want. You know, it's not limited like the Series X is. I like that. That controller looks innovative to me. That looks like legit the first attempt at an innovative controller in a long time. Because we've had all these iterations of we'll add a trackpad, but nothing really uses it. You know, we'll have the freaking haptic feedback, but nothing actually uses it. This one looks like they really want to try to make an effort to make every PC game a game you can play with a controller. So it looks like an actual attempt at a step forward. So for me, again, here's the question. What's the price on all this stuff? Because that controller could be great, but not if it's $200. The Steam machine could be an excellent way for someone to get into PC gaming who doesn't want to be a PC aficionado and have to spend time upgrading and doing all this stuff. But if it costs $2,000, there's no point. Just buy the fucking gaming PC itself by itself. You don't need this little thing, but just because of its form factor, it's not worth $2,000. If the thing's $500, now you've got a game changer. Now that thing might actually completely make Xbox obsolete entirely and become the way to casualize PC gaming. But what's the price? The VR is interesting. I like the idea of this revolutionary technology where it's eye tracking you and giving you better resolution wherever you look. It looks lighter. It looks more comfortable than the ones that I had experience with. But what's the price? I like the fact it runs games without a PC. Certain games will be on there, loaded in, and it is its own PC. But that also makes me feel bad about the price. Like, watch it be like $1,000. Like, well, dude, no, I'm not spending $1,000 on yet another VR headset. Like, that's not worth it. So I wonder. What do you guys think? What makes it a PC and not a console? It plays PC games. That's the point. It's compatible with all the PC games that run on Steam. They didn't explain if you could run other things. Like, for example, could you also run the Xbox app and play Game Pass games on there? They didn't explain that. But it seems like you can install whatever you want. So if it runs on Windows, technically that should be the case. So it's a portable, stylish-looking, compact gaming PC that can sit in your living room. As opposed to, like, right now, my gaming PC looks badass here in my office and studio. That would look awkward in my living room. Where would I even put it? It's a big, boxy thing. As opposed to that thing looks like something you put right on your entertainment center shelf and you start gaming right away. It's not really a hybrid. It's just an attempt to make a gaming PC fit into the living room of a casual player as opposed to someone who wants a dedicated, giant, chonky beast sitting around. You're not going to care that the Steam machine doesn't give you the absolute best performance. You just want to play a lot of games and not have a shitty experience with it. Steam Deck, sadly, that's what it is. It's a portable PC that you can't play a lot of great games on it. They don't run very well. This was 6 times more powerful than the freaking Steam Deck. So, there you go. Battleduck says, my guess is the frames will retail for like $399. The controller will be $199. The PC will be $999. Jeremiah, did you hear what they said? He says it runs on Steam OS, not on Windows. Wrong. They said you can install whatever you want on it. They outright just said that. They said you can install whatever programs you want on it. It is a PC. They outright said that in the presentation. So even though by default it's on Steam OS, there'll be an option to do whatever you want with it and turn it into whatever PC you want. I hope the controller isn't $199 because I'll tell you right now, if the controller is $199, I'm not getting it. There's no controller out there that's worth $199, especially for the major factor that they're not durable. Modern controllers seem to break down within 1 to 2 years, no matter how expensive they are. So I'm not dropping $200 on a controller that will break in a year. That's messed up, you know? There's one thing if the controller is disposable. If a controller is $50 and it breaks once a year, I don't care. But I'm not dropping $200 a year on a controller. That's stupid. All right. Well, I think that's where we're going to call the reacting for today. I will save both the Super Mario Galaxy and the Fallout trailers for Sunday's show. That way, we're splitting up the content. This show won't go too long, and this show won't get claimed and demonetized. Sundays will. There you go. So, Moxeris says, Steam Deck is good for emulation in 8th gen and below games, mostly, but I saw that Silent Hill F runs good on it. Again, your mileage may vary, right? I'm sure some games run good on it, and I've heard some don't. This is 6 times more powerful. This is meant to be a dedicated gaming PC that runs pretty much everything. That's a big difference between it and Steam Deck. Of course, it's not portable, but... No, I did not know that SteamOS was created in direct response to Windows 8. Shadow King says, if I can put Windows on my Steam Deck, then this machine should run it fine. I mean, right, and I know you could do that too. You could actually have Windows on the Steam Deck. Do I have plans to return to Tekken? Absolutely not. It's been almost 2 years since I played it. There's no point in jumping into a fighting game 2 years late. You'll never catch up. I don't have enough time to dedicate to it. I'm not doing it. Okay. All right, so to end the show, very briefly, if you guys would like to do some Q&A, I would appreciate that. If you just tag me in chat, we'll do a little bit of Q&A. Here's what we're doing. So just to reiterate from earlier, because many of you joined late, today we're doing Pokemon. Right after this ends, I'll take a little break, then we'll come back. It's Pokemon Legends ZA. Going to try to make major progress in the game today. If we hit $182 of support, I'm counting it as 2 goals, because last night we were very close to hitting the goal, and then the game did a hard lock where we couldn't continue because of a game bug, and then basically people left. So I'm counting that for today. If we get, no exaggeration, like $4 more of support, I'm counting it as a 2nd goal today, okay? Now, tonight on the late stream, we're doing something different. We're doing Chill with Phil Autumn Edition. We're on the late stream. I'm just going to hang out with you guys, but I'm actually going to have a couple of drinks. I'm going to have a couple of alcoholic ciders that I bought. So it'll be fun. We'll do some open discussion. We'll try to figure out what games we'll be playing next week because we need new games for the rotation now. So we'll have that discussion. We'll talk about all kinds of stuff tonight. It'll be a nice, relaxing late night chill stream. Okay, and this is all right before the calm before the storm, because tomorrow we're playing Call of Duty Black Ops 7 all day long. Okay? So that gets you guys caught up. That's what we talked about earlier. And there you go. Okay. Will I bring back Sea of Stars? No, at this point, I don't think we're bringing it back. Can we finish Pokemon today? It's not possible. We still have the rank B fight, the rank A fight, and I think the finale. So we still have like 3 major story beats before we can beat the game. But obviously, I want to focus on this and see how far we can get and beat it within maybe the next week or 2, for sure. So we can move on to other stuff. Am I continuing Mortal Kombat? Yes, when the online play is fixed and we can actually play it against other people, we'll be playing Mortal Kombat again. And they said that would be around 3 weeks after its release, and right now it's about 2 weeks, so maybe another week, and then the online will be enabled properly. We'll see. If someone donates $20 for a Pokemon, does the name carry through the whole game for different Pokemon? I have no idea. No, you're naming one Pokemon. No, you don't get to pick a name and then reassign it to 17 different Pokemon. It's one Pokemon. Or else what's the point? It's not very fair, right? Okay. What's my favorite game of all time? I don't have one. I have favorite games of certain genres. Favorite platformer? Super Mario World. Favorite fighting game? Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, but I don't have a favorite game of all time because I don't think that those genres are comparable. Like, I wouldn't say, "Oh, yeah, Super Mario World's better than Street Fighter 2." I would never say that. They're apples and oranges, you see? What's the most overrated Souls game? There's only 3 Souls games. I don't think any of them are overrated. I think all 3 of them are great. I don't think there's an overrated Souls game. Oh, okay. I do want to talk about this because I didn't bring it up. The Marvel Tokon beta. This was another thing that came out of the Sony State of Play. Okay? Marvel Tokon, which is the upcoming Marvel fighting game that comes out next year, has another beta coming up from August 5th to 7th. And it's all day, all 3 days. Okay? I am going to play it, but I got a little bit of a conundrum going on. I already have pre-existing commitments where I cannot stream on August 4th and 5th. Okay? And you might say, well, that's not a big deal. It's the 5th through the 7th, so just play it the 6th and the 7th. Metroid Prime 4 comes out on the 4th. So I literally have Metroid Prime 4, Marvel Tokon Beta at exactly the same time, and I can't even do them on the days they come out because I can't stream those days. The earliest I can stream is the 6th. So I want to play the Tokon Beta. I'm supposed to get into it. I was in the first one, but they notified me so late I couldn't play it, but I accepted it. So therefore, they should send me a second follow-up email saying that I can be in this one. That's what they're saying, is if you were in the original Tokon Beta back in the summer, when this one comes up in December, you should be able to be in it. Okay? So I should be good. But the question is, what do I do? What do you guys think is the bigger priority? Do you think that Metroid Prime 4 or playing in the Marvel Tokon Beta, what's the bigger thing? Because when I come back on December 6th, I need to figure out what's the first stream, what am I doing more of? Am I doing a whole day of Marvel Tokon? And then the next day I split it up? Am I doing a whole day of Metroid Prime and then a whole day of Marvel Tokon? Am I splitting the days? I don't know what to do. Sadly, I don't even think that there's a good solution or answer here. I feel like I'm between a rock and a hard place. The good news is it's good stuff. It's good content. The bad news is I just can't do as much as I'd like. I cannot stream on the 4th and 5th. There's no way out of it. I have appointments lined up that I can't reschedule. So because of that, I'll be back. But the question is, what do I do for those days, right? Split the days? We could split the days. Do half and half. Clone myself? Well, there you go. One Phil will be Tokon Phil, and one Phil will be Metroid Phil. And I'll actually have 2 separate streams I'll stream on at exactly the same time. Perfect. Jade, I'm not sure what you're saying. You're saying you're choosing the villain to name a Pokemon. Is it cool? What do you mean? If there was a $20 contribution from someone, they name a Pokemon. Are you saying if you contributed $20, could someone name a Pokemon on your behalf? I'm very confused. I don't know. I don't know what to do. So I will be playing the Marvel Tokon Beta as long as I actually get the invite, which Sony is saying I should. They're saying if you were in the first beta, you'll automatically get the invite to the second beta. I should get it then because I was in the first beta. I just didn't get to play. So I don't know if I'm going to get the invite to the second beta. All right. If I get it, then 100% I want to play it. I missed out on the first one. But I don't know if I should do more of Tokon, more of Metroid Prime, split the days, do an entire day of each, do 2 days of Tokon, and then get to Metroid after because Tokon is only for 2 days. I just don't know what to do. I don't even know if Tokon's good because you can't trust anything the FGC says anymore. Every single time there's a game that comes out, they say it's good. They were shitting all over that 2XKO game, saying it was garbage. Then it came out and they were like, oh, this is amazing. You said it was garbage. Now it's out. Oh, it's great. They just kiss everything's ass, so you can't judge anything based off what they say. And of course, they kissed Tokon's ass. Oh, Tokon's amazing. It's the best game ever. So I don't know how to judge yet until I play it for myself. No, I would not do a sleeping stream. As I said, I separate my personal from my public. My sleeping is not something to be put on camera. That's not going to happen. Okay. How did I miss the first beta? Sony didn't tell me I was in it till it already was running. So I thought I wasn't in it. And then they sent me the information in the middle of the beta when I already had a scheduled day off because I didn't think I was in it. If they had told me ahead of time, hey, you're in the beta, I would have been like, oh, okay, I'll schedule my days off around it so I could play the beta. Instead, the beta was already going on, and then they sent me the code when I was already on a day off. I was like, what the fuck? What a shitty way to do it. So it sucked. Maybe, I mean, to be truthful, they might do that again. Like, I might not even get the invite code to Tokon until the second day. The rate that they did it last time, that was really stupid. So I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work. Splitting, it sounds like a good balance. It might be. Again, then the question is, what do you start with? Does Tokon have more hype behind it, or does Metroid Prime 4? I honestly don't know. Okay. Well, I think that we had a great podcast. I hope you guys feel the same. That was a loaded one. We had a lot to talk about. Thank you all for the early support. I mean, that's absolutely outstanding. And thank you for just chilling and listening. And again, making it not about drama, because so many people want me to go to drama. Oh, but this person's talking junk about you, that person. I don't care. The reason those people have to talk drama is because that's all they can get attention for. They literally have to be dramatic, or else they don't exist. Me, I make positive content for an audience, and the audience reciprocates by liking and supporting said content. I hope you feel that way, because that seems to be the case for me. When I focus on drama, it never works. It's only when I focus on the positive stuff that I get success. So that's why I'm not going to care about what these idiots are saying and doing, and a million videos being made about me again for the millionth time, all based on, again, misinformation. I don't care. Like I said, they're actually saying Phil's broke, and he constantly, every day is begging, constantly saying that he doesn't get contributions and he needs support. What the fuck are you talking about? Really? Did you ever tune into a single stream? No. You just watch the tractor content on X because you're stupid. So you can be stupid and you can have an audience of idiots. Go for it. I want nothing to do with it. I'll do my content and be positive and be fun. And, you live in your world of fucking delusions. It doesn't affect me. I'll still be here every day doing what I do, being successful. I don't need to care about this nonsense around me and the fucking drama queens that propagate that environment to make money for themselves. So thank you for understanding. That's the content I want to make, okay? There's no podcast tomorrow. There will be a podcast on Sunday. During the Sunday podcast, I will react to the Mario Galaxy trailer, and I will react to the Fallout TV trailer. Sorry that I didn't get to that today, but also with all the stuff I wanted to cover today, it makes more sense to split it. Definitely Sunday's stuff will be demonetized. At least today's won't be, okay? All right, guys, thank you so very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed today's Level 1 podcast. Remember, even though no show tomorrow, we got fun Pokemon, chill with Phil, an awesome full day of Call of Duty coming up that I hope you will join me for. And if not, well, then I guess I'll see you Sunday morning for another awesome show. Thank you guys so very much, and I will see you next time on the Level 1 podcast.